Hello, I'm going to be playing D-Day, the 1977 version, by Avalon Hill. The components include a 22 by 28 mounted map board of France and Rhineland, a counter sheet with 195 Allied and German units, a rules manual and historical commentary, an order of battle card, a time record card, and one 6-sided die. Avalon Hill complexity rating 2 on a scale of 1, which is easy, to 10, which is hard. Playing time is 2 to 4 hours. The game was originally published in 1961. However, as I said before, I am playing the 1977 version. I will not be playing the whole game. I have no experience with this game. This is the first time I will be playing it. I will make mistakes, but I'm also not going to play the rules hard and fast and accurate. I'm going to play the game just as an experiment and just for fun. I will probably just play the first couple of turns of the actual invasion and attempted breakout of the Allied forces. My goal is to learn how to play the game, to see how the various system and subsystems work together to create a low complexity game on D-Day in the D-Day campaign. The map board is divided up into hexagons for the purposes of movement, combat, and tracing supply. Some of the common features on the map board are, let's see here, clear terrain, river hexsides, cities. Let's see, this I believe is mountains. Up here is part of the west wall along the German border, I believe. I may be incorrect there. Let's see, the red numbers, let's see, like here, the 7 is a supply capacity number. It can supply 7 units from that hex, which will allow 7 Allied units to be on the board if they can trace supply to their supply source. I know that doesn't make much sense, and I apologize for that. Let's see, some other things are, these are the various beaches or landing zones, get up here where you can see it, I guess, that you can choose for your invasions. You can pick any of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think there's like 6 or 7 invasion areas that you can choose. First invasion has to be on turn 1, and the second invasion must occur or cannot occur until turn 9. Let's take a look at the counters real quick. Quick look at the die cut counters. They are 1/2-inch counters printed on a glossy face on a cardboard backing. You can see that the numbers, hopefully you can read some of them. The nationality, the size, identification, the movement factors, the defense factors, and attack factors, and the type. Here we have the sequence of play of each turn. We start with the Allied turn. They have the Allied supply phase, Allied invasion phase, airborne phase, Allied movement phase, Allied combat phase, and then the Allied tactical air power phase. And the various abbreviations of what you can do, or summary of what you can do per phase. And then we have down here, if I can keep a hold of it, the German turn, which includes the German isolation phase, the German movement phase, German combat phase. Then the German player checks off one turn on the time record card, and then it switches back to the Allied turn. And then the following game turn together represents 1 week. Turn 1, the first invasion turn, is the first turn of the game. The game ends at the end of turn 50, or when one side has fulfilled its victory conditions or surrender. How to win. The Allied player wins if he either eliminates all German units on the board, or maintains at least 10 supplied combat divisions, infantry, armored, or airborne, anywhere east of the Rhine-Isle River line between D10 and AA16 inclusive, for 4 consecutive turns. To be specific, at least 10 divisions must be east of the Rhine, both at the start of the movement phase and at the end of the combat phase of 4 consecutive German turns. The German player wins if either there are no Allied units on the continent at any time after turn 9, or the Allied player fails to achieve his victory conditions by the end of turn 50. I'm not going to be using any so-called perfect plans, and I may not play the game exactly according to the rules, but I want to show and I want to experiment with the basic elements of movement, invasion, combat, supply, air power, replacements, that type of thing. I may skip some rules, I may not perform some rules according to well, how shall I put it? I may omit some rules, and I may add some other rules. I'm going to try and stay true to the spirit of the game, and this will apply to any games that I play. Since I'm playing solo, I guess I have that right or whatever to do that. If you learn anything, or if I learn anything from it, great. If not, then we'll move on. I have too many games to play, and I'll never learn all the rules to each and every one of them, so I'm just going to get the most out of them. They will not be played competitively for the most part, I'm sure, either face-to-face or through Vassal. So I just kind of want to get through some of these games, just kind of play around with them, explore their systems, and see what they have to offer. If this is not your cup of tea, I apologize. And I hope you didn't come here to learn any strategy or tactics or anything like that. I'm just going to basically play the game as far as I want and as far as I feel that I'm interested and that I can learn something from it, and just have fun with it. So without further ado, my next video will be starting turn 1 with the invasion turn by the Allies.